Deciding to get into a relationship is one of the major decisions one can take in life. And I'm certain that no one wants to start a relationship that will end in a one-night stand, with a hookup, or with you being left as a single parent, or even being
in a toxic relationship.
In a toxic relationship, can out in a state that you are hurt or heartbroken. So that is why today we are going to share with you guys the factors that you need to consider when choosing a life partner.
Welcome guys, welcome to another
Hello
episode.
Guys, welcome back to our channel. And in today's video,
hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Lovecast with the Maps. And as my wife has already stated, today we are going to be talking about the factors that one has to consider before finding a life partner, right?
Or when choosing a life partner.
Or when choosing a life partner, yes. Yeah, so what's the first factor?
So the number one factor that you have to consider is the place. Or not? Because I've come across people no, I'm just looking for a boyfriend, I'm looking for a girlfriend. Okay, fine. Or anyone just that can just say hi on the street, you're going to end up deciding to be with him or her. And the other thing that we need to be aware of is when you say no, naketla batla a life partner, you have to understand what us going to church, we go in different states. I'm going to church because I need help. It's not a place of perfection. We're going there because we need help. And there are three types of people at the church: the ones that already found help, the ones that are still in the process, and the ones that do not want anything to do with the help. They're just there to pass time.
They're just there to look around
and
judge. Some of them are just there to judge people. So for example, another example that I want to give is that imagine going to a networking event and then you meet someone there and you guys start developing some kind of a friendship, a relationship. That's someone, chances that that person is going to be someone who is serious in life, they're very high, than just going maybe to a club and then you meet in a club and then you meet a person. So obviously a person who has better chances of being better is the one that you met at a networking event, is the one that you met at church. But also you have to do your due diligence when you meet that person. For example, like she said, there are people who come to church because they're still broken. So meeting someone in church and they're still broken is not going to change anything. That person will still be the same person that you would have maybe met at a bar or maybe met on the streets. So you have to do your due diligence and maybe research on the person, try to find more about their personality and stuff. So a place is very important. Before, it's very important to consider before choosing a life partner.
No, and it can happen that when you find that person in that healing stage, you guys are not going to get anywhere. And healing, you're just going to become a rebound, not a life partner. And then I'm sure I'm gonna one night stand. That's what I'm sure. Okay, going on to the second factor. It is values and beliefs. There are things that I consider to be important. In values, you're going to find the kind of person that person is. You're going to find character, you're going to find what personality. Because values, we are talking about honesty, you're talking about what?
We're talking about integrity.
Integrity.
Not the same, but anyway. So you have to understand, guys, like we grew up with, we came from different backgrounds. You meet a person has been taught, or let's say in an environment they were working, where people were working, they were maybe aggressive, for example. So
abusive.
People, yes, abusive and stuff like that. So we come from different backgrounds. Yeah.
And then switching on to the side of beliefs, we human beings, we have different beliefs. I believe in God, and he does. There are people who believe in ancestors. There are people who believe in nothing. They believe there is no God at all.
They just want to live that.
There are people who believe in statues, like okay, let me not get deep into it. There are people who believe in statues, there are people who believe in themselves, just proud people. So you don't want a situation whereby you get involved with someone in a relationship and you don't know what they believe in. You have no idea. Because for instance, I have example, again, it's a Sunday morning. I'm a God girl, like I believe in God. And when I do man, I'm going,
What's the truth?
what's the truth? What do you want to go on? What's the baby among you?
Not just take my station and pray. There's no need for
Pray
me to go to church.
and light the incenses and the candles, and then you pray. There is going to be a clash.
She leaves in the morning to go to church, and then she comes late in the evening around 6. There's gonna be a problem because at that moment I want a wife who's going to be at home, who's going to be preparing food, doing the laundry and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a problem.
And in the end, around God is everywhere. There you are. God is everywhere. Now when you blah blah blah. There's going to be a clash of beliefs. So make sure you are aware of the beliefs of the partner or the person that you intend to get into a relationship with.
Malava, I want to go back to the point that I spoke about earlier, the point of backgrounds. I wanted to see that values and beliefs that are influenced by our backgrounds. How we grew up, exactly. I didn't finish that, I just remembered. I didn't finish the point, I just remembered. So, for example, there are people who had parents that never believed in God. I believe in God. Obviously, whatever that they believe in was obviously influenced by their parents. Other people, their parents believed in traditional doctors, others, different things. So when you meet someone and then the person is from, a different background, obviously their beliefs, they're gonna definitely clash with yours. Yeah, when I'm just a Christian girl and I'm here, my parents, they taught me that, the way to go is the traditional doctors, studying, ancestors, and stuff like that. So I believe you have to research and before you can decide what I want to date this person. And also the issue that I want to talk about, my love, is that, sometimes also people can be Christians, but it doesn't mean that their beliefs are the same. Yeah, the people can, worship Jesus, but you find that nowadays there are so many, the beliefs are quite different among the churches, among the Christians.
The AIC, the Pentecostal.
So, and then also, for example, let's say you go to a certain church and I go to a different church. So, if you before you decide to say, okay, you know what, I wanna start dating Raymond, ask yourself, when you get married, why are you gonna carry out your wedding?
Because it doesn't make sense if you guys are a couple, and then from head to toe cover. The other one wearing so there's going to be a clash there. Don't be naive. Don't.
And this thing happened now. I get back there. No, as long as you believe in the Lord Jesus, all of us, there's no problem. How about I go to my church, I get the oil, and then when you go to yours, you come with matlapa, and then we come together. It's gonna be a problem. So different church is gonna be a problem. More especially when it's time for you guys to get married. It's gonna be a problem because now I'll be like, no, we are going to do the wedding with my church.
Yeah, there's that issue also.
I'm inviting people from my church. Then we are like, no, I'm inviting no, we have to do it at our altar because, because always at the back of your mind, when I was get against it, you're always like, okay, my church is better than hers. At the back of your mind, maybe you might not say it, but at the back of your mind, you're saying that. So it's going to be a clash. So guys, please consider those factors. The last time when I was here in my office, some ladies came here and they said to me, blah, 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 blah. And then I had to ask them, okay, tell me guys, by the time what are you ladies gonna do? And then the lady looked at me and I was like, hey, no, that's not what I get.
So the girls, they're from a different church?
They go to a different church.
Okay.
So, and then no, that's not what I get. No, I'm the wife. The other one said, I'm the wife. So I have to submit and go to his church.
Sure.
And then I was like to her, now imagine the responsibilities that you have at church. You have to abandon everything, you have to leave everything because now you have to go to your husband's church. So why don't you just save yourself the hassle of doing that and find someone who has but I'm telling you what it is. stop looking for a person from a different church. So as to save your hassle of, do city signs and they might be there. I think it's time to move on to the next point.
Maybe we have addressed it a lot. Maybe when I buy no barnyana, to take care of my like something, but net club barry. Okay, now do you what net club? And then the other factor that we're going to get into is the one of vision. I think you are the better candidate to explain it.
Okay, so I think this one, what I can say is that the example that I can give is that imagine you are someone who believes in family, like family always being together and stuff like that, and then you get married to a pilot. You know, a pilot, what they spend most of their time. They spend most of their time flying
up in the air.
So when I just want to get married to this guy because I love him. You don't consider other factors. You're gonna have a problem because you prefer a husband who's always there. You prefer a family to be there at the dinner table, eating together all the time and stuff like that. It's gonna be a problem. That guy has a different vision than yours. Yeah, and also vision also is something that is very, very important to men. It's very important to men because it's very crucial for you as a man to sit down with your potential wife or potential partner and tell them, okay, no, this is the vision that I have about life. Or maybe you are in love with someone who working, they wanna travel the world, they wanna do their own things and stuff like that. But you wanna stay here in the country, you wanna grow. Maybe you have a passion of developing Botswana, helping Botswana youth for them to become better people and stuff right here in Botswana. But then when you have a different vision, you want to travel around the world, you want to do your things around the world, you don't want to stay in the country. So it's going to be a problem in the future when now I want to stay here and when you want to travel. You see, so the divisions there that clashing, that very, 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 very different. So it's very important to explain to your partner, okay, this is the vision that I have, this is where I want to go in life. And if you don't know your vision yet about life, then I wouldn't suggest that you date. Wait up until you discover yourself, know who you are, know your purpose, know where you are going, so that you save yourself the hassle in the future.
And then the other point that I wanted to add is there's nothing like, oh, love overcomes all. There's nothing like that. When the vision is there, it has been planted there in the mind of that person by God. Just because of love or because there's love there, there is no amount of love that can move someone from their vision. You guys are carrying along to the vision.
You're gonna suffocate the person. The person is gonna be there with you. It's gonna be like, no, my love is doing everything. And then along the way, as time goes by, they're gonna suffocate. They're gonna feel like I'm not doing what God,
intended me to do.
Yes. So save yourself the hassle, guys, and make sure you explain the vision to each other. Okay. Yeah.
You already know that.
I don't know the knowledge. The next point.
So the next point is age. You are the one who came up with it. Now I'm saying age is just a number.
Age is such a number.
Give me like involved.
Age is such a number. Women are more kind of mature than guys.
Yeah.
So it's always advisable to date someone who is way younger than you. Not for me, like a person, like this is my opinion. Now I feel like 5 years, someone 5 years younger than me, even though now I got someone younger than me.
This is my
because she's a year older than me. But
I'm not older than you. You're saying I'm a year older than you.
Oh, younger than me. I'm so sorry. She's a year younger than me. So enough for me, age is not a number. So you are supposed to consider that factor about how old is the person. Women are supposed to be younger because they're mature. Imagine for example, you're dating someone that person is already way ahead of you. She's way mature than you as a guy. Way mature. So it's gonna cause problems in the future. What do you think? Do you still believe age is just a number?
No, it's just bluffing. And then there's a point whereby you're going to feel like, let's say the guy is younger than you. We women, we like to be involved in decision making. So there's a point where we are going to feel like, it's but the level of respect is going to go down. It's going to go down because because of the age you have.
The guy The lady was older than him.
Sugar
Hati
mummy.
hati ile bazaba bua.
Was it a sugar mommy?
No, she wasn't a sugar mommy. She was just a lady on my date. Sugar mommy na ota ota de. Motata umo dite because you want the things. You want them to give you things.
My husband get ages is in it also, like doing about it. Anyway.
Do add it over, but it may modify the
Yeah,
mobile. It doesn't qualify for them to be called a sugar mommy. The person can just be your wife is sugar mommy. That's how provider. So yeah, no, hati the guy was the lady was older than him. Any around hati le far and making decisions for the family. The lady would say to the guy, "Hurry, raise on one,
Hey!
raise."
Imagine!
Yes, imagine your wife saying that to you. Raise on one. Because the lady knows what the guy is here. Raise on one, raise. Guys, you don't want that. You don't want your wife to say that to you. You don't want that. So please be careful. Also, as that here along the
Imagine the hormone, the amount of pride that is left in that man.
Hey, it's gonna kill your
because
pride,
no,
so.
and when he thinks about it, it makes sense because
So you shouldn't do that. So guys, we don't want this video to be too long.
Let me add something.
Okay.
But there are cases that differ. Like the lady is a year old or 2 years old.
Okay, no, that makes sense. That's way better.
Me in a
That's
condition, because you may find that tota, the lady being a year or 2 years older than you, she has to be very submissive.
She has to be submissive.
How get like that should have feminism? How about how obedient enough? The lady with authority relationship.
She's a woman of God.
She
understands what a wife is supposed to submit to what the husband is saying. Of course, if it makes sense.
This kind of thing.
And then another thing is that you have to know, ladies are very controlling.
Now I don't understand.
Sometimes as a man in the family, you think you are making the decisions, but the lady is making them for you. Indirect. But it's another story for another
To be continued because So guys, that is all that we had for you today. I mean, there are other factors, a lot of them, but these are the ones that we saw fit for us to share them with you because they are the highlighted factors. Other than that, please engage with us on the comment section. If you have any other factors that you feel like or that you know it worked for you, share it with others. That comment section is for you.
It's for you, and also if you have different opinions than us, it's still okay. We see, you know, the thing of the views and opinions expressed on this show, and not necessarily, yes, whatever. These are our views, guys. This is what we think. So you might have a different opinion that, from ours. Just comment there, and then that's still okay. And please do make sure, guys, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes.
You like,
you share. Yes. And then that's it from us, guys.
Other than that, see you next time. It's a bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Do you want to kiss me?
Oh.
Too slow.